Thank you guys for watching the Animal One Guys YouTube channel. If you like my content, leave a comment down below. Ask me questions, let me know what you liked about it. And hey, click on the little like button. But please, if you want, go ahead and subscribe, because it helps my channel out. That way you can stay up to date with all my videos. And if you want, click on the bell icon to get notified. Right? Right? Huh? 1 out of 2. Not bad. You know, I get asked all the time, how do you get your lizards to be so tame? People will look at other reptile people, and yeah, they'll have some tame lizards, but then they'll have some wild lizards and some species that are more tameable. But how do you get that? And that's a big thing with me, and we'll go over that, and we'll look at some of the different lizards. Hi, Schmog, how you doing? Good morning. Here's your good boy. That's your good boy. How do I do it? How do you do it? I've made a video on keeping your lizards tame, you know, just interacting with them, spending time with them. But how do you start with like a baby lizard? How do you do these things? How do you get a lizard to this level of friendliness? This is a giant lizard. This lizard could bite the crap out of me right now. Here I am rubbing his chin. Nothing. You saw I've done videos trying to annoy him, pick up his hand. Doesn't do anything. Pet him. He's all good. How do I get them to this level other than just sitting here and spending time with them? Look how big he is. Look at my hand. It could tear me apart. Well, Reptile Rescue family, that is what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to show off other lizards like Apollo, who is newer to the family here. And how did I start taming him down and get him to the level he's at? And is he at this level? But I think what you need to think of first of all is these lizards, they're their own creatures. They will do what they want. And if you try to force them to do something that they don't want to do, that is going to blow up. That is going to be a negative reaction. And that is what they'll remember. So everything that you're doing, you're just making memories, right? You're teaching them, you're showing them. So the worst thing you can do is handle a lizard that doesn't want to be handled. So there's things that you can make them know that I just put my hand here just to show you guys I don't have any fear of this guy biting me. I kiss this guy every night. We snuggle together. I take naps. He sleeps by me. It's nice and simple. He's big though, and he snores, and when he burps, it's gross. But the lizards don't, and now I'm not because he's shedding all over. Look at this. Look at this poor guy. He's getting so big. His head is shedding. He's just relaxing right here. He doesn't even care that I'm here. He's gone. He's like falling asleep. So you don't want to handle them when they don't want to be handled. Okay, so I see some people doing the thing where they're like, oh, we pick them up and we run them. You pick them up and you let them run through both your hands and you're constantly moving your hands or you're holding them. That's bad. That's horrible. That is such a traumatizing event for the lizard. And that's what they will remember. So everything you're doing, you're making memories. Every single thing we do, the lizard has a memory. Whether you come in the morning to feed them at the same time and they all come and they're ready for food, they have the memories. So if you want to be able to do this with your lizard and not have them run and kill you and things like that, you need them to remember that everything is fine when you do this. Everything is nice when you do this. They may get a treat after you're done doing this, and they will remember those things, and that's what's really important. Now, bearded dragons sometimes are known for being a little bit more friendly, so don't worry, we're going to keep moving. This is why it's really important now we're going to focus on Apollo, because he's newer. He was never handled. You can see how big he is, and to never be handled, he doesn't know what handling is. So he's used to seeing people. Notice I opened the tank right. I'm standing right in front of it. He's not running away. He's used to seeing people. He knows people feed him and those things. But how do you handle them? How do you start doing those interactions? One is you got to get to the level first, like I said, where they're used to seeing you, where they become curious about you. So that way they'll just stand here and they'll hang out with you and they'll watch you and they'll try to figure that out. You saw me, I read. If you got a Game Boy, if you want to do some knitting, read the newspaper, whatever it is, if they're in their bedroom, you're interacting just to get them to see that you're not a monster who's trying to eat them. Perfect. Now comes the time to actually start the taming to start the handling, to start the interactions, and that's going to be touching. And the most important things you can do is you're going to have to try to let the lizard touch, have them allow you to be touched. But you need to also find out, oh, he must have just got done drinking. He's got some water coming out of his mouth. Yeah, I saw it too. His throat was all nice and big. So I was like, oh, he's got a full mouth of water. But so you need to figure out where on their body is the lizard most secure with touching. A lot of times when you touch their back, they could be freaked out. Touch their head, touch the back of their neck, their mid-back, their lower back. When I was taming down Smog's basically rear thigh area, he would freak out whenever I pet him there. Now he doesn't care. But I would pet his head and he was fine. That's number one. Number two, sometimes they're afraid of these things, the fingers. And you can actually kind of trick them because like while you're going to do something, I would reach over Apollo, and I'll show you, and pet him with my wrist. Well, he's looking at my hand, making sure my hand's not by him, and I'm petting him with my whole arm like this. And then I would just move away. And then he'd be like, oh, I was just being pet and it wasn't bad. And so that arm petting, while they can still see your hand and your fingers, is really important. And then, you make sure you're doing it soft, you're doing it gentle, and you do it for a little bit, right? Let's get in here. So he's not super comfortable with being pet yet. Before, I couldn't touch him at all. Let's see what we get to now. So this is how I used to do it. I would reach over him, and be like, oh, I have to get something right here, and pet, but I'm getting something over here, and he kind of doesn't, he's still kind of like, hey, what is that? But oh no, I'm just going to get something over there, and he's moving away, and I just let him move away. Everything's fine. Let him just check things out. He can go where he wants to go. He knows that I'm not going to chase him. He didn't try to attack me. He didn't hiss. He's going to go up to some higher ground. And then I would follow him and pet him same way up there, and we'll show it off. So now he's higher up, but I'm petting him. He's not walking away. He's not freaking out. He's more relaxed. He's still not loving it, but nothing bad is happening. And I'm not going to do this for a long time. There he took a nice little deep breath there. He's puffing himself up. He's letting me know he's not... Oh, he just coughed. He's letting me know he's not the most favorited guy in the world from this, but that's okay. Just nice, soft pets. He's not huffing anymore. He's just relaxing. And I'm just going to move away just a little bit like that. And it's those interactions that over time will build up. So now he's thinking in his mind, hey, that wasn't that bad. Now, normally I don't have a camera in his face and I'm not, talking away. I just come, hi, Apollo, how are you doing? Good morning. And I just pet him and we're all good. So people will ask, though, is it easier to start doing this when they're babies? To a point. You can't do any advanced training when they're babies, but having human interaction will let them know from the beginning that everything's all right. So look at Sunfire, for instance. We've been doing this since the beginning. I can do whole hand pets, pet his head, push him down a little bit, give him a nice deep pet, down the back, all the way to the tail. He's shedding, obviously, now. So he's a little bit, got skin everywhere, but all this skin that comes off. But so, yeah, you can start these interactions early and there's no huffing, there's no puffing. He knows that being pet is safe. He knows the hand is safe. He knows the food is safe. He's like, where's my food? No, we're just petting you right now. He's not running away. And even though he's in a state where he doesn't feel super great because he's itchy. You want to come up here? Do you want to come up here? Hi. But what am I not doing with him? Especially when he's a baby. And remember, it's easier because they're just smaller by chance. I'm not picking him up when he was scared of me, when I first got him. But now if he's not scared of you, can I just reach in and pick him up? Well, yeah, I can come in and I'm gonna scoop him. I had to wait for him to move a little bit because, of course, he's behind the power cord for his heat mat here just to make things hard for me. But I just come in and I scoop him up. Just like that. Now we're going to kind of in a bad spot here, buddy, because really, I got to kind of turn to get you out. There we go. And he's perfectly fine. I'll hold him all the time like this. Doesn't do anything. We snuggle, we cuddle, he relaxes. And if he was going to want to sprint away, what am I going to do to stop him? If he hit the ground and took off at 100 miles per hour, see ya, gone. So I always would hold them like this in their tank. So he could get down at any time. And when he goes to get down, I just let them get down. So he knows, hey, I wasn't stuck. He didn't try to do anything mean with me. Super simple. We'll come in for some pets. So you can start with just making them be friendly to you. Look at, he's laying down now. He's just getting comfortable. And go on by all those aversion techniques, the aversion petting. Let him sniff your hand. If you can scooch under them to pick them up, and then just lift them just a little bit, because they're not going to know what it is at first, and they may be scared. And when they do run, that's fine. You just let them run. You let them run because they know that you didn't chase them. They know that you didn't hold them. And like I said, there's so many people that do that thing of they let the lizard run. We run the lizard. We catch them and we let them run through our hands. That's horrible. Think of from your perspective. If you're trying to run away from someone and they just keep pulling you back and pulling you back and pulling you back, that's not a good memory. So you got to make these memories where they know that interacting is safe and nice. And what I always did, I'm not now because it's early, is then I would give them a roach. So they knew, holy crap, I want to be held. Why? Because he's going to hold me and he's going to pet me and it's not bad. And then I'm going to get a nice treat after. Take care, everybody.
Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.